Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. We gonna get this party started. We got a good topic we gonna talk on today, and I think we gonna uncover some things today. So please step on in, y'all. Step on in. I do apologize in the beginning. I'm using an app so that this live can be streamed to other channels, i.e. Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. So folks, I do apologize in the beginning. Still working out the kinks where I can see your comments. So please, folks, come on in, come on in, come on in so we can get this party started. I know it's going to take a few minutes for some folks to chime on in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leo. I'm a certified life coach and a certified transformational coach. So come on in, come on in, come on in, y'all. Please, please come on in. This is going to be one of those lives that you want to share, you want to like, and you want to do some commenting on. Folks, if I don't see your comments on my end, I'm going to definitely go into the actual apps, and I'm going to definitely answer any kind of questions or comments, folks. There's a time that we're going to start revealing some things. So, folks, come on in, come on in, come on in. I'm going to allow you some time to come on in. I'm setting up the clock. I'm setting up everything. I'm not going to go as hard in the paint because this is a sensitive subject. Folks, I want you to know everything I say today is entertainment, and it's for entertainment purposes. Take what you need, throw the rest away. If you are in dire need of professional help, I do suggest that you go find yourself a doctor, a clinician, a professional. If you are going through some serious issues in this lifetime and you seek professional help. So come on in, come on in, come on in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leo. I am a certified life coach and a certified transformational coach. And guess what, folks? We're going to talk about the shadow. Yep, we're going to talk about the shadow. Now, some of you don't even know what the shadow is. Leo, what's the shadow? What's the shadow? What's the shadow? Look, I'm going to break it down real easy. It's the ugly parts of you that you don't want to claim. I'm going to say that again. It's the ugly parts of you don't want to claim. Now, for those of you who know what the shadow is, comment 1 or say, I know what the shadow is. But the shadow is one of those things we don't want to claim. We don't even want to put our name on it. We don't. We really don't want to put our name on the shadow. And for those of you that just joining in, let me apologize in the beginning. I'm using the Restream app. TikTok got all kind of stuff going on where I can't see your comments. But please comment. Put the comment. Click share. Send this video out. Go ahead and follow me. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook. integralstrategies.com. You can find me at Integral Strategies on YouTube. You can find me at Integral Strategies on Facebook. And if you're on TikTok, you know who it is. It's Leo Motivational Mindset. But folks, again, let's talk about, I call it the bear in the room. It's the gorilla. It's that silverback. Nobody want to talk about it. Matter of fact, that's too nice. Let's talk about the boogeyman we don't want to talk about, that sometimes we too scared to talk about. What is the shadow? The shadow is uncovering the ugly things that happen to you, not just childhood traumas. We're talking about that part of you that you don't want nobody to know. Many moons ago, I would never believe that I was a narcissist. I was a narcissist, codependent, selfish. I was everything. When I started learning how to do shadow work, addressing those dark sides of me, I start finding life becoming a whole lot easier. So, folks, if you know what shadow work is, you know what the shadow is, go and put it in the comments. I know what it is. One, I'm going to share a lot of my experiences working with my shadow, right? I'm one of those people that you need to know who's transparent. And like I said, if you just joining in, folks, let me apologize. I can't see your comments, but put your comments. If you are following me on Facebook and if you are following me on YouTube, put it in the comments. Click like, click share, share live. Let's talk about some things right quick. As I will always say, we are family. We go together, we grow together. Stick with me on this because at the end, I'm going to go and put you on something right quick. But folks, let's talk about the shadow. We don't want, many of us fear the shadow. We fear the ugly parts of us. Some of us have been through things that we want to keep buried very deep. But little do you know that the more you hide from the shadow, the more the shadow dictates your life. Some of us don't know that the shadow sitting way back there is actually orchestrating your day-to-day operations, your day-to-day activities as you walk down the path. Because what do most of us want to do? We don't remember. We don't want to remember that we was that person. We don't want to address those things that still hurt us, i.e., childhood traumas. And heck, some of us caused the trauma. Stay with me on this. Some of us caused the trauma. What makes me certified to talk about this kind of stuff, folks? I was the perpetrator. I ain't talking about I was the victim. Yes, I was a victim, but I was also the victimizer. I was also the person causing hurt to people. Believe you me. So I'm very transparent when I talk this topic. I'm very transparent when I talk about the shadow. Heck, shadow work is a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process, whether you know it or not. And again, for those of you just chiming in, my name is Leo of Motivational Mindset. You follow me on TikTok, follow me on Facebook, you follow me on Instagram, which I'm going to get this to Instagram, and you follow me on YouTube, Growth Strategies. That's who I am, folks. And folks, we're going to have this conversation right here, right now, today. And folks, if you're ready to have this conversation, go and put one of them comments. Put ready in the comments. Put something in the comments that you're acknowledging what we're going to talk about again today. Because guess what, folks? I'm just like you. The only thing that's going to be different is I'm talking from experience. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know for a fact. Many moons ago, when I was walking down the street of being a narcissist, I could care less about what anybody said about me. It was my way or the highway. Straight up. And if you try to hit the highway, I was going to make it very difficult for you to hit the highway. The guilt trips, the reasons why I did for you and why you not paying no attention to me. Yes, folks, codependency, real big. I was that guy. But we have people in this community. We have people within earshot, eye visibility of this very exact life right now that you've been through something, i.e., a childhood trauma that you just don't want to come up. You may have been molested. And that's both for men and women, not just women. And most of the time when we hear on social media, it brings front and center, it shines a light on what happened to the woman. It happens to the men also. It does happen to men. But the only difference is a man is not going to say, hey, this happened to me as a kid. Now it's starting to come to the forefront. Now it's starting to come up. Now we have men that are saying, hey, look, this happened to me. I'm one of them. As a kid, I was bullied. I was bullied a great deal. Didn't have a big brother. Dad was doing his thing. Dad was in the street. Mom did the best she could. Mom had to give me that tough love. She couldn't give me the huggies and the kisses. She couldn't. She gave me what she can give me, and I love both of them dearly because I forgave them as I was doing the shadow work. And shadow work is ongoing, folks. If you just chiming in, let me apologize. I can't see your comments. But I'm definitely going to go back to each one of those social media platforms. I will find your comments and I will return whatever questions you have of me. Again, I'm Leo. I'm Leo of Motivational Mindset. If you're on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, integralstrategy.com, certified life coach, certified transformation coach. But folks, when we are discussing the shadow, them dark parts of us, folks, some of us may go to church. Hey man, I'm saved, whatever situation may be. But way deep down inside, that one thing that's sitting back there that we don't want to address. We don't want to go after it. We want to leave that joker buried deep. And that's the common. That is the walk of life. And we start talking about the shadow. But only until we address the shadow is when we find true liberation, when we find true freedom. If you want to be free, write free in the comments. Put free in the comments if you want free. If you are on a healing journey, a health journey, a spiritual journey, heck, if you're just on a journey going to the store, let's talk about the shadow. Let's talk about those dark parts. Yes, folks, you're looking at a man who used to use women for sex. Period, point blank. For real, for real. I used to use women. And man, I was slick about it. So young folk, believe you me, you talking to an expert. I got some PhDs in chasing women. Believe you me. As I was laughing and joking with a friend of mine a couple of days ago, I was an apex predator. The woman didn't know I was hunting her. But little did she know I was hunting her, and if I can get in her ear in the club, she was mine. If she got on that dance floor, she was mine. She was not going to find out I was a narcissist. She wasn't going to find out I was sleeping with 4 or 5 other women. I played the weight game. I played the weight game, folks. Listen to me. I played that game. I would play her game until she voluntarily gave it to me because I was never a man of force. Didn't have to force it. But one thing I will tell you, as I penetrated in the depths of her, now I want to be in control. Hey, I'm coming over. It's 2 in the morning. Yeah, I'm coming on over. Who there? Send them away. Oh, you don't want to see me no more? So all the guilt trips for folks, I know about my shadow. I know about my shadow as a young kid coming up and how my dad wasn't present for me. I know all these things, folks. So in this discussion right now, we're going to talk about the shadow. But guess what discussing the shadow does for all of us? The shadow takes us out of our comfort zone. I'm going to say it again. The shadow, when doing that work, the shadow work, it takes out of our comfort zone. And all of us want to be comfortable. We don't want to come out of that. You know what we use for excuse? We'll use, my daddy was like that. My mama was like that. I ain't gonna let no man talk to me like this. So shorty better submit. Folks, if you resonate with what I'm talking about, put a one in the chat, put a one in the comments. Click like, click share, share this live. Because we're gonna talk about some things most of us don't want to talk about. But when we are doing the shadow work, it takes us out of our comfort zone. But most of us want to stay in the comfort zone. Most of us want to replicate the behaviors of our relatives that were before us or ancestral. We want to replicate that behavior. Shoot, man, my daddy was pimping them women. I'm going to pimp them women. My mama was using them men. I'm going to do the exact same thing. My daddy was beating up on women. I'm going to go and spank her up. My mama was just using, abusing them, sending them on their way. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Folks, we have to be the ones to break this cycle. We have to be the ones to break that cycle. But guess what? Some of you listen to this live right now, some of that's on this live right now, you are the cycle breaker. And to be the cycle breaker, you have to be willing to do the shadow work. You willing to have to address the shadow, the ugliness. Some of us, and I'm not going to sit up there and say I did not do it. Some of us, we signed that vow till death do us part. But guess what? As soon as it got boring, as soon as it got a certain way, we stepped out. Because we thought it was exciting to go step out. Oh, he don't know. She don't know. Admittance to that dark side of us is the beginning to the liberation. I'm going to say it again. The admitting to that dark side of us is the liberation, the starting of the liberation. It's not easy doing shadow work. It will take you out of your comfort zone. Even admitting that you have this darkness about you is going to take you right out of your comfort zone. But some of us want to stay in that comfort zone because we think that's it. That's it. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm gonna go ahead and rip the company off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I used to work with a company. I'm not even gonna say the name of the company, and they were getting robbed straight up. We were taking their stuff because that's just what we was doing. But folks, let me tell you something. Now that I sit here looking at you today, that I can honestly admit these things, I can honestly address those things. I am your walking, talking, breathing example. That when we start looking at the shadow, we start doing the shadow work, we can go ahead and we can come out of those comfort zones, because that's a comfort zone you don't want to stay in. But it's easy. You know what I'm saying? And folks, for some of you that just joining in, let me apologize. I can't see your comments. I can't see your names. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to sit in on this live. Please click like. Please click share. Put in the comments that this is resonating with you. If you don't know who I am, I'm Leo. Motivational. I'm from the motivational mindset on TikTok. Integral strategies of both Facebook and YouTube. Please click like, please click share, please put your comments, and if you got questions, stick with us to the end. Stick with us to the end. We're gonna throw something at you real quick. But that is the thing that is so wrong with us nowadays. And I want to say it wrong. Now, some of them may say, well, that's no wrong, there's no right. If you look at the law of polarity, you don't know where bad and good begins. True statement. That's for another live. Because this is a two-parter. We're just addressing the shadow. We're addressing it. Tomorrow's live, we're going to talk in how do we fix, how do we cure, how do we get into the neighborhood and say, you know what, I want to do this work. Because folks, it's when we become sick and tired of being sick and tired of having them cycles. How some of you may say, man, karma is a B. Karma is never a B. Karma is the checks, the balances to the universe. Stay with me on this, folks. I know this for a fact because I read it and I do the research. You're not talking to somebody that's a clinician. Nothing against clinicians. I love them. I need to go talk to me a couple of them a couple of times, say how they doing, drink some coffee with them. But stay with me, folks. Stay with me on this one. The comfort zone and the shadow makes it easier for sitting here and to give ourselves that excuse all day long. The one thing that the shadow prevents us from doing is sitting down there being accountable and being responsible for these things. And one of the biggest key components to these shadows that most of us, 99.9% of us, do not want to address is that your shadow is in direct relationship. They probably married to the ego. I said it, the ego. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. Yes, folks. You disagree with me? Put it in the comments. You agree with me? Put it in the comments also. Put a one in there, whatever it is. Click like, click share. Follow me, folks, because there's more to come. Most of us do not want to admit that the ego is so married to your shadow. You know, there's a situation, not even situation. You know, I was in a relationship, and let me tell you how good God is, universe, source energy, whoever you give reverence to. Let me tell you how beautiful life is. I was given a female to be in a relationship with. Now, mind you, prior to that, I was a guy who lived alone in solitude. I call it more isolation. But nothing showed me. I wasn't ready to really look at me because I was too busy running from me. But once I got in that relationship, guess what happened? That female showed me everything ugly about me. Within 2 weeks, we was at it like we was married 30 years. And folks, let me tell you from pure experience, I was still in denial when I can look at this female. Man, she a narcissist. Man, she controlling. Man, she did that. I'm saying everything until I had to get my confirmations. Hey, call on one of my spiritual sisters, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. Hey, am I this way? Hell yeah, you're a narcissist. Get off my phone, boy. I was like, damn, bye. Call up BR, my daughter. Brown, am I a narcissist? Yeah, daddy, you a narcissist. And folks, it took that to get me to really start looking at myself. And when I started looking at myself, I said, you know what? I don't know. And folks, honestly to God, I did not know the true meaning of being codependency and being a narcissist. And folks, if this is resonating with you, drop a one in the chat. Click like, click share. Follow me for more. Folks, it took me to sit at my job and to sit back, trying to reach me. It took me to get at my job, get on my phone, because I was going through it. For some odd reason, the cosmos was hitting me up. And I looked up what is a narcissist and how you fix it. And guess what? Out of 20 of them, I fit 10 of them. I'm like, oh man, I got work to do. What is codependency? I had work to do. Because folks, I got to a point in my life, I was sick and tired of staying in that same cycle. My ego kept me blinded. I'm going to say it again. My ego kept me blinded from letting some of that gunk come up to the surface and to admit that I was a narcissist. And folks, believe you me, when I admitted I was a narcissist, that was a weight coming off my shoulder. It felt like I just took 315 off my shoulders. Y'all think I'm lying? I am not lying. Again, I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know, and I speak from experience. When we have that kind of stuff built up way deep down inside, the ego is not going to let it go. The ego does not let it go. Folks, the ego is not bad. You may hear somebody, oh, your ego is bad, your ego is bad. No, folks, your ego was formed when you was like 7 years old as a kid. Your ego protects you. The ego ain't going to let you go do anything that's outside of your comfort zone. So the ego's not bad, but what you need to learn to do is to calm the ego down, say it's okay, it's time for change. Because me and my ego have many talks, many a day, folks. If it resonates with you, put a one in the chat. Click like, click share, follow for more. So I had to have that talk with ego. Quick example. One day I was coming out of work. I knew I was about to be at it at work. I had to go sit by a lake and I bust out crying, boo-hooing, just boo-hooing. And I called out to my spirit team to answer. I call out to everybody. I am tired of going through what I'm going through. And just as plain as day, just say, release it. Release it. You in control of it. So folks, I'm here to tell you, the ego will keep you held on to those dark sides of you because it becomes comfortable. It becomes your way of life. Your shadow will direct your path of life every day if you don't let that gunk come on up and you get to start working on it. And remember, you're not just addressing the shadow, you're addressing the ego. And if this resonates with you, go and put a comment put in the comment. This resonates with you. I agree, I disagree. Click like, click share, follow me for more. But the one thing, when you start addressing the shadow, when you start addressing the shadow, what happens? There's one thing that happens to all of us. Because we'll sit back in our comfort zone for so long, we fear change. Oh, we fear change. And the people outside of you don't want to see you change sometimes. They want you to be the same old person. Folks, you talk to a man, oh, you know I was getting my drink straight on. Oh, you know I'm going to call up old girl after I get them drinks on. I'm going to her house, period. I don't even care the time. Set it up, run the play. People around you, family members, whoever it is, they may applaud you for being at that low vibration. I'm going to say it again. They may applaud you, Will, if they're in that vibration, at that low vibrational state. But once you decide to step outside of your comfort zone, once you decide that you want to do that change, once you realize that, you know what, I don't have to fear change. Folks, let me tell you something real quick. Now, you talk to a man right now, 1 year, semen retention, period. Semen retention. I will also tell you, you're talking to a man from December 2022. He's only had relationships with one woman one time. Do you think that change was easy? No, that change wasn't easy. But that voice inside of me, that voice in me was like, you know what? We need something different. Folks, when we doing the shadow work, when we address the shadow, we relieve a lot of that stuff. Most of us are fearing change because it is common, and I'm going to say that word, it is common for us to stay in that energy, that low vibrational energy. December of 2022, porn gone. Semen retention in. I started learning the value of me. Why? Because I addressed the shadow aspects of me. The guy that say, you know what? I can't be with no woman unless she throwing them drawers at me. Yep, you talking to that guy. Oh, I'm going to get me something to drink. Oh, I'm going to get that Louis XIII. Some of you know what I'm talking about. I've said it before. Johnny Walker Blue. I've said it before. I was that guy. And everybody around you that love that type of activity, they love you for it. So now you have that compound on to you trying to be the better version of yourself. We all fear the change because we don't know change. And everything will be built up to stop you from changing, i.e. the ego, i.e. I don't want nobody to know this. I personally would tell you right here today that I was a man who used and abused women, and don't let the alcohol get involved because that's times 10. Now I'm emotional. I'm saying it right here. Now I'm emotional. These are things that people will not say when they keep that shadow built inside. Some folks are so in denial. I don't have nothing wrong with me. I'm good. But the shadow directs them every day. Folks, when we start addressing the shadow, we become integrated. Your light side, your dark side become integrated. Acceptance. Acceptance is 99.9% of it right off the bat. But we don't want to accept that. We don't want to accept the change. We don't want to address those dark sides. We don't want to address that we were molested. I wasn't molested. But for some of us that were molested, we don't want to address it. Some of us, and I'm going to speak on me, some of us still hold the death of a loved one as our fault. Me, for one, I'm going to speak on something real quick. And I'm going to be very transparent because I've asked to forgive myself, and I spoke on it already. There was a time of my life, many moons ago, when my second oldest sister was shot and killed. Listen to me, folks, and I tell you, this was a shadow inside of me. My sister was shot and killed December 27, 1994. I'm sitting in Korea. I was in the military. And my older sister gave the brother a call. Hey, little bro, what you doing? Nothing, sitting here chilling. She said, look, I got something to tell you. I said, what's going on? Said Leona was shot. Shot? She okay? No, she died. Folks, it didn't hit me that my sister was shot and killed. She died. I said, well, how's our mother doing? She doing right. I said, let me call mom. I called my mom. My mom said, son, I'm good. I'm here with my brother and sister because my mom was Joe's witness. Folks, I had a decision to make. Most brothers to their sister or family member are going to beat feet to go home. They want to be there. Listen to what I'm telling you, and listen to how authentic this is with me. I chose not to go to my sister's funeral because I chose a woman over that. You don't hear me though. I chose a woman over that. How many of you are that authentic to yourself to admit something like that to anyone? Folks, that was a shadow in me for years. I held on to that story from December of 1994 until I first talked about it. I think it was 2015 in my mind. And I wasn't even on a healing journey at that time. It was eating me away. And that's what that darkness does to you. It stays festering inside of you forever and a day. And we don't want to do nothing about it because we think it's okay. It's done over. Let me sweep it under the rug. It's done over. Sweep it under the rug. There's only so much the rug is going to be able to hold. But think about it. From 1994 December, clear on up 2015, this was a shadow aspect of me. But let me tell you what was the punchline. A woman. Because I was that guy, I'll travel a miracle mile to get a woman. Especially if I put that work in. I wasn't desperate for no women. I played the game. Those dark parts of me, folks. Those selfish sides of me, that narcissist side, that codependent side. So, folks, when we going through this kind of stuff, when we think that everything is so cool, there's something that deep down. And let me tell you what happens. God gonna send something to trigger you to where you can address that. But most of us stay so blinded to the trigger that the ego steps in and say, man, they going against you, man, they tripping. Let them say one more thing, man, I'm gonna slap them till tomorrow. Let them say one more thing, I'm gonna put these hands on them. That's the ego's response to the truth of the matter, that you have something inside you that you need to heal. I'm gonna give you another story. And let me tell you how this kind of stems back to cultural relationships, like, you know, people before you, like dad, granddad, and so forth, so forth. Let me give you something real quick. People that knew me knew I chased women. They knew I chased women. They know, hey, Leo wasn't no fighter. But he gonna chase your old lady. If your old lady become friend with him, be careful. People knew that about me. I didn't, and you know, my thing is I never would disrespect a man. But, you know, in my history, I would, you know, I wasn't even desperate. If she happened, it's gonna happen. Period, point blank. But let me throw something at you of why we right now on this live. If you don't know me, my name is Leo. I'm a certified life coach and a certified transformational coach. And everything I'm saying today, purely entertainment. Whatever you need, put in your pocket. If you don't need, throw it away. But let me tell you a story. My dad had passed away August of 2011, right? And I'm at his funeral. Stay with me on this, folks. And if it resonates with you, put a one in the chat, put a comment, put whatever you want to put. If it resonates with you, folks, put resonate. But let me tell you something. I'm at his funeral. I'm sitting down. I'm looking at my dad. Right, matter of fact, at his funeral. I'm sitting at his funeral. Folks, I'm in uniform. Would you happen to know 3 of his girlfriends show up at the funeral? I said, look at this here. A couple days prior to that, they prepping him up and everything, right? So me and my brother, we go to the funeral parlor. I think me and my brother. We go to the funeral parlor, you know, and we bring in some things, you know, for them to go ahead and, you know, to dress him up with. And some of the older gentlemen, they knew the men, they knew my dad. Oh, you Leo Gregoire, son, you look just like him. I said, yeah, I'm his son. They said, you gonna continue on carrying the torch? For first, it didn't click. They was asking me, are you gonna continue carrying the torch? Folks, you know what that meant. Are you gonna continue chasing women like your daddy did? Folks, you're looking at a generational curse breaker right in front of you. Because that buck stopped January of 2022, when I got divorced from my wife and I filed divorce, not telling anybody. I filed the paperwork, but she left the marriage. That stopped then because I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So some of us right now today are generational curse breakers right now. But the only thing that's preventing you from doing the shadow work to bringing up the dirt that needs to be cleared out the way, or the integration, is what? Cultural, family. Your daddy did it, your granddaddy did it, you got to carry it on. The people you around, they do it. Everybody sharing bedroom stories, drink stories, fight stories, abuse stories, whatever the story is. Right now, we have the opportunity to break all this. So if you resonate with you that you may be a generational curse breaker, go and put a one in the comments. Put a one in the comments. Click like, click share, hit follow for more. But one thing I'm going to tell you that happened to me in all the stuff, especially on my healing journey, when it started, I'm gonna tell you what threw me into anxiety, what threw me into depression, was the fact that I knew I did that to all those women. It was the fact, especially, and I'm gonna say all them women, because if I say a name, if I even say a time period, that person see it, they gonna know who it was. But I knew that I did not want that feeling anymore. I felt horrible. Why did I treat all these women this way? Why didn't I give my daughter all of that attention that she so needed? Why? I sat there and I had more regrets. I sat there and in pain. I never forget that situation. I'm gonna talk the situation real quick. I had an anxiety attack after being with a female. I'm gonna say it again. I had an anxiety attack after being with a female because I did not want her to be hurt by the stuff that I was doing. Stay with me on this one, folks. Stay with me on this one. I did not want her to be hurt after going through this. Hey, folks, I got to step away. I got somebody banging on my door. I'm going to step away for 1 second. I apologize. I'll be right back. All right, everyone, I apologize. I had a situation that to had to take care of. But I went through so much depression and anxieties because of the stuff I did. And it was all part of the healing journey. That was all part of that gunk coming up. Folks, for some of you that just joined in, let me apologize. I can't see your comments, but I'm definitely going to go to Facebook and YouTube and TikTok, see your comments, and I'm going to definitely reach back out to you. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Leo of Motivational Mindset with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, unresolved.com, folks. I'm a certified life coach, certified transformation coach. But folks, let me tell you, I lived with regret for many years. And some of these women caught the worst of the worst of me. The worst of the worst. And I just recently stopped living in that state of regret. I had to learn to forgive me. I had to learn to love me because of that darkness I had inside of me. Shadow work is ongoing. Shadow work is every day. And if you know what shadow work is, folks, go and put you one in the chat, folks. And if you are currently doing shadow work, folks, put definitely a one in the chat, because shadow work is not easy. I will say this right off the bat. Most of us, I ain't gonna say more, some of us will sit in a childhood trauma. Childhood. And you hear a lot about childhood trauma. And we talk the trauma side, but we don't talk the shadow side. We don't talk the dark sides of us. I'm going to say something that's going to sound crazy, but it's not crazy. Some of us, as being a generational curse breaker in a previous lifetime, you might have been that narcissist. Some of us don't want to admit that. You may have been that narcissist. You may have been that codependent person. You might have been walking the block, beating people up all day, every day, doing the worst of the worst. And now you in this lifetime, you can't believe all this stuff happened to you. Folks, let's start thinking about it. The shadow is going to govern you every day until you address the shadow. Again, this is a two-part series. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how do we fix the shadow? How do we bring those darkness up into light, and how do we integrate them? But most time, and I say for me, sometimes it's so shameful. Sometimes we put self-judgment. Sometimes we can look at, and I'm going to speak on this. You may be an individual who have been molested. And I hear it more with women where they were molested or something happened to them, and it was a male figure that's in the family way back when. And they'll live with that every day of their life. Moms, dad, whomever don't know nothing about it or may have not done anything about it. And some of you have heard these exact same stories that I'm telling right now. They won't talk about it, and they will hold that in them every day. They will keep that weight because of one thing. They feel shame. They feel the guilt. Especially like for me, I live with that guilt. Leo, why you didn't go home? Why you didn't go home to your sister's funeral? Your blood sister's funeral? Why didn't you go home? Folks, I'm going to put me out there again on something that I just recently let the shadow come on up. Not too long ago, my mom was in a nursing home. I'm going to say it right here. My mother was in a nursing home. I was still out there in the left lane. I'm not going to go into all specifics, but let me tell you something. I would get home, go see moms, from moms, back home, from home, back to moms, DD mile to go see another woman. My mom's in a nursing home, folks. Stay with me on this one. Can you imagine that I carried inside of me when she passed away and I wasn't there? As her only son, as the son who found her in her apartment when she was in a condition, and being her only son. Folks, I'm not saying that I punish myself. What I'm saying is I lived with that darkness, and I sit till I say, you know what? I have to address this. That selfish side. And when I start doing that and I start going through all the embarrassment, all the shame, all the regret, when I start addressing it, it starts lifting. And folks, if you are going through anything like this, or you know somebody going some stuff like that, man, put a one in the chat. Click like, click share, click follow. We don't address the shadow enough. We stay so right there as a victim, then we don't even want to go there as a victimizer. True healing, true ascension, elevation is the acceptance of your dark side as well as your light side. I can sit up here all day and quote affirmations to you, but I'm not well rounded if I duck and dodge and act like I'm holier than thou if I'm not addressing my dark side. I mean, let's be real, let's be honest. And most of us, because we have a lack of knowledge when it comes down to the shadow, we don't even want to go in the ballpark. Because believe you me, when I first came on this journey, you couldn't tell me nothing about the shadow. I was like, what is the shadow? I don't even know what that is. I see my shadow when I'm walking. Folks, if this resonates with you, put a one in the comments if it resonates with you. Click like, click share, follow for more. I didn't know nothing about shadow. Back in 2022, when my sisters reeled me in and they knew I was, on this journey, they would do EFT tapping. Man, I ain't beating on my head to get some knots. Guess why I started doing EFT tapping? Go meditate. I was too scared to close my eyes because I didn't know what I was going to see. I'm being real with you. Go ground yourself. What is that? I can't walk in my backyard. Them ants don't wreak havoc on my feet. Listen to me. The lack of knowledge keeps us in a state of being comfortable versus getting the knowledge to take us out of that comfort zone. Again, change is not easy, but change is inevitable. It was almost a year from the time that I divorced until I started realizing that, you know what, you need to do some of this work right here. I learned EFT tapping. I learned how to meditate. I read the books. And I'm not telling you something that I heard. I'm telling you I know because I'm telling you from firsthand experience. And folks, if this resonates with you, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the comment. If you got questions, comments, you don't like what I'm talking about, put that in the comment. I ain't got nothing but love for you. But you're not talking to somebody that's read books on this. I walk that walk and I talk that talk all day long. I'm not a fanatic. But I will tell you that the more I address my shadow, because I was addressing my shadow this morning. Yes, I'm out there. Look, anybody that know Leo, full moon activity, that boy is out there. And for some of you that follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you seen the video. You seen the video with the moon behind me. So my thing is I had to go in and say, you know, I still got something deep inside me that I need to come on up, that dark side of me. And guess what that dark side was, folks? I can't stand when somebody don't reply back to an email or text message or say they're going to give me a call and they don't return. I can't stand it. I'm being 100 with you. And folks, if you are 100 with yourself, put a one in the chat. I'm being 100. I can't stand it. That's why I make it a point. I'm going to reply back regardless of who you are. But I know God, source energy, universe, omnipotent, omnipresent, whoever you give reverence to are going to have these situations happen to you so that you can heal it, so you can work with it. Folks, let me tell you, I'm going to give you something so 100. You're going to be like, that guy is definitely being transparent. Folks, I used to suppress the fact that I like women with big butts, big legs, whatever. So some say, why are you suppressing it? It is you. You're human. Have grace with yourself. For real. I wouldn't even look at it. Well, we ain't looking that way. Folks, when you're on this journey, one thing is to be honest with yourself. Be very honest with yourself. When you are dealing with the shadow, be honest. I have a shadow. I was told once a narcissist will never change. If you're within earshot of this or visibility of this, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Anybody can change when they get sick and tired of what they're involved with. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you gonna change. And if this resonate with you, put a one in the chat. For those of you out there who think a narcissist can't change, it's not the narcissist, it's you, because you still carrying that weight and it's sitting inside you as a shadow. And all you do is you migrate from group to friend to family to whatever. And all y'all have the same commonality with one another. That's a big word. I better figure that one out. But y'all stay with the same group dynamics and ain't none of y'all trying to heal. A narcissist can change just, and you see the stories where a man might have served 10 years, whatever years in the penitentiary, or a woman, and they change their life. If you can't tell me that a woman that's a porn star or an Instagram, whatever a woman is doing, you can't tell me a woman can't change and be a wife. Anybody can change. You're looking at one. Folks, you're looking at a man who at a minimum will keep 3 to 5 on the roll call. I was that guy. I was a man who could not stand being by himself. I love solitude. The thing about doing the shadow and addressing the shadow is it makes you lighter. And some of us want that way. You can look in somebody's eyes sometimes and, man, they carry around a whole bunch of stuff. I can look in people's eyes sometimes, man, they carry around a whole lot of stuff. I can listen to people because part of my thing that was going on with me as a kid, nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to give me the attention. I didn't think I was worthy enough. I had to go deep down inside because all that stuff that happened to me as a kid traveled with me as an adult. Folks, if this resonates with you, put a one in the chat. Because this is what happens to 99.9% of us today. The bull crap that happened to us as a kid, the bull crap that you've seen as a kid or what you went through is with you right now. That's why when you get on social media, you'll sit up there and you'll put standards on everything outside of you, but you don't have that one standard. We'll talk about, well, I'm building barriers. I got barriers. The barriers against yourself. We don't build barriers against ourselves because we let these things happen as an adult. We keep them. If you don't agree with me, put in the comments. But I'm going to tell you, I can sit down and I can listen to a group of people and I can tell you what's wrong with them just by listening to what they're talking about all day, every day. I had to, matter of fact, quick story time. I went and visit my daughter. My granddaughter had a beautiful graduation, right? I sat on the side of her baby, her father. You know, I'm laughing and joking with him because I don't want him to think that I don't like him. Beautiful young man, going through some things, learning curve. Got it. Me and my daughter chop it up. We go and eat, we do what we got to do, the most things. And I asked my daughter one question. Do I make it hard for people to love me? My daughter said, yeah, you do, Daddy. You got walls built up. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you, folks. She said, Daddy, you got walls built up. When your granddaughter was rubbing her nose on you, I got a granddaughter who's rubbing her nose on me and everything. I was like, why is she doing it? Why is she doing that? She said, Daddy, look at this. My daughter put her hands on me. She said, how'd you feel? I said, I felt different. Folks, I built a wall up. And the reason being is because of all the hurt that happened to me as a kid. And even as an adult, I got hurt by people. My ex-wives never hurt me. I'm glad they left me, for real, because I wasn't treating them right. But I had people that were close to me hurt me. And I built that wall. And when my daughter told me that, I said, man, thank you. Thank you for helping me so I can go inside and do that work. Now, folks, if you got that wall, put a 1 in the chat. Because some of you have that wall built up. But you're not going to receive true love. You're not going to let that love that's already in you express outward. It's going to be just stuck right there. And I told my daughter, I had to build these walls up. I was tired of being hurt by people. Even though I was a guy who did the hurting to women, I was also being hurt in other ways. Why didn't I get picked up on a certain on a promotion list? Why didn't they believe in me to bring me into this group to do this? Oh yeah, I was left on the sidelines many a times as an adult man. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I drive so hard. But now as I learn to address the shadow side of myself, now I'm learning to say, you know what, we gotta let that gun come on up. Now that weight comes off. Now I can walk lighter. Now I can like, you know what? Where my granddaughters at? They can rub their nose on me. As long as they ain't got no boogers and snot. They can rub their nose on me and stuff. Folks, some of us have this built up. Some of us still have this deep down inside of us where we don't want nobody to get close to us. And it can happen in solitude or isolation. But I'm here to tell you, folks, it's okay. When you say it's okay, it's okay. We are all branches of the same tree. You're not going to see a branch with a wall around it. Part of the same tree, going through the exact same thing. We're all together, folks. If you want to look at quantum entanglement, we all part of it. You don't know what quantum entanglement is? Let me tell you. Drive down the street, see a homeless person, stop, give them some money, whatever. Look at the people behind you that's gonna look at you. Somebody is gonna resonate. They're gonna be like, you know what? Y'all see what he just did? They may or may not give no money, but what we do causes an action. Quantum entanglement. The lack of knowledge of anything in our lifetime what it causes us to do. Assume. I don't want to go through all that, man. But then you walk around mad all day. Or half the day. Or something sets you off. Let me tell you what a key thing to give you to use to let you know you got inner work to do. When you sit there and say, man, that person remind me of somebody I used to date, you got work to do. Because if that person that you used to date used to tick you off, you got work to do. You need to sit down. You need to ask a question. I hear it all the time. I'm with this person. They remind me of my ex and how my ex made these demands on me or whatever. You got work to do. You're being triggered. God is trying to tell you something. And some of you are so blind to the fact, and I'm going to say it right here. Again, there's entertainment. Whatever you need, keep. Whatever you don't need, throw it away. Click like, click share, comments, follow me on this one. But some of you will sit back and you call yourself whatever you call yourself nowadays, but you will not sit there and look at it that you are the problem. There's a common denominator in every relationship. If you've been from a relationship to relationship to relationship, and I don't care what the time span, you the common denominator. Go to work. If something triggers you, you got to go to work. If you in traffic, I used to be that guy, revved up and running, and somebody cut you off, and now you ready to go to war, you got anger issues. Go to work. You're not in control of you. Something else is controlling you, which is your shadow. If you go in the store and you got a chip on your shoulder, I used to be this guy, and the lady takes you to the for sale rack, but you want that other rack, and you get upset, you got work to do. Folks, I'm here to tell you, that's why we need to address the shadow. In society, and I'm going to talk about society nowadays, society has us so doggone divided that we just don't know which direction to go. Society divides us when we start looking at movies, when we start seeing different organizational groups. Got to make sure I say it right, because TikTok will shut this joker down. When they can't shut this down, they're going to still go to YouTube and Facebook. But we are so caught up in everything outside of us, not knowing we're the common denominator. You can always turn the TV off. Anytime you want, you can cut that TV off. You can always stop what you're doing. You have control of that. Again, folks, if you just joining in, my name is Leo, certified life coach, certified transformation coach. Folks, I'm only talking what I know. I ain't talking about what I heard. We have control of us. So when you want to start doing the inner work, addressing the shadow is part of us. Let's stop sitting down here like we all deers and start realizing that we were lions at one time, that we were predators, that we caused the pain. Because some of us don't want to admit that we caused the pain at one time or another. You was not always a victim. And if you started off as a victim, somewhere in there, you done hurt somebody. Somewhere in your lifetime, you done did some hurting. Don't give me that it's all part of life. No, it's not. It's all part of you. You're the common denominator in everything. So I'm here to tell you, you have a choice every day. But when that one thing starts triggering you, you got work to do. You don't have to follow what your daddy did, what your mommy did. They had their own journeys. Let that ride. Let that ride. You ain't got to do what grandma and grandpa do. Let that ride. You ain't got to stay in the same town. Let that ride. If you stayed there, I'm happy for you. Great job. You don't have to walk around here bitter because every relationship you got in, you got dogged out. You the common denominator. Go to work. Let the dark sides of you come on up. You cannot sit here and tell me you're a healed person, because healing is ongoing. It's every day. You're always working to better you. But you can't sit here and tell me, well, I'm healed. But you still don't like white people, green people, blue people. Whatever the color is, you don't like them. You won't deal with them. No, you can't throw that. You can't throw that. And if you're religious, some people might be. I don't know Jesus' color. I wasn't around. I hear all the colors. If we're going to go in that category, yeah, we can talk Christ, Christ's mind, Christus oil, the honey, the 33 vertebrae, Jesus' age. We're not going into that. And if you caught that, that was an ego statement. But folks, what I'm here to tell you right now is when we start addressing those subjects, addressing those things that we have deep, dark inside of us, then we can commence with life. We can get lighter in life. We don't have to look at the white man, the blue man, the green man, the yellow, whatever. We don't have to look at that, especially if we're in our own foxhole. Those of you military know what I'm talking about. When you tend into your foxhole, you're going to continue working. You're going to develop your foxhole. And then you're going to interlock it with the next person on side. You interlock it with the next person, especially if you're setting up some sort of perimeter defense. This is what the shadow means, doing the inner work. But as much as we want to avoid it, as much as we don't want accountability and responsibility for our actions, we'll sit up there and toss it off on somebody else. We will toss it on our environment when you have all the choices in the world to leave your environment. But because you get comfortable, because you want to stay around family, because you want to use the excuse of this, that, and the third, your choice. You don't take accountability and responsibility for your action. Folks, if my message is resonating with you, this live is resonating with you, put a 1 in the chat. Click like, click share. You got any questions to me, and I apologize, I can't see your comments in real time. Because this one is going out Facebook. Follow me over there, Inner Growth Strategies. YouTube, Inner Growth Strategies. I'm over there too. Leo Motivational Mindset, right here at TikTok. We lack that one thing, responsibility and accountability of even the thing that's going to make us look bad, because too many of us want to walk around here and look good. Or, and I don't curse anymore, personal choice, like our shit don't stink. I'm going to say it again. Most of us walk around here like our shit don't stink. It is rotten. Because we keep that ferment inside of us, that guides us every day. Folks, if you don't know nothing about the shadow, start Googling it. Start looking it up. You want to know somebody wrote books on the shadow? Carl Jung. Many books. Go to YouTube. They free. Go to YouTube. Look up the shadow. Look up how to do shadow work. It's all part of healing, folks. But we so busy stuck on wanting to be holier than thou, nothing wrong with me, I'm healed, that we still have this thing going on inside of us. And my daughter made me laugh. Daddy, how you going to be a life coach when you need coaching yourself? I said, you absolutely correct, daughter. When you can admit to yourself that you have something going on inside of you, that is the first step to addressing the shadow, the dark side of you. If you can admit the dark sides of you, let's go. I'm here to assist you. I'm here to help you. When you start working on the shadow, you're going to lose friends and family. I promise you. You're going to lose them. They're used to that version of you. And I'm not saying that the people who you around is high vibrational, low vibrational. I'm not going to say that. But what I will say is, when you start doing the work, you're going to lose people. It is lonely. It is lonely. The only ones you got around you is your spiritual team. Start talking. Talk to God every day. God is always listening. As I said once before, you don't have to talk to God when everything goes south. You can talk to God every day. You're going to lose people. So if you don't want to lose people, keep the stuff inside you. Stay in your comfort zone. Stay right where you at. But when you start doing the work, when you start integrating that I have issues deep down inside that I need to address, because you're going to get triggered and it's going to come up. And you start working on that. And you started getting all the necessary materials. And when you're working with God, and you're working with the universe, source, and whoever you're working with, you're going to lose people. I'm going to say something. Some of us, we love, well, I cut this person. I'm gonna talk the cutoff culture. I'm gonna get at y'all. I'm gonna get at y'all real quick. Pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. For those of you who like cutting people off, good. I'm waiting to see your face expression when you lose the person or whomever, and it wasn't your choice. Come talk to me then. Follow me then. I'm your guy, because I can tell you how I feel. Oh, I can tell you how I feel. It's real easy. Let's be transparent. Because I filed the divorce, I didn't want to lose the wife. I wanted her to stay with me. Nah, treat me too bad. Adios. I did not control that. I lost control. And in losing that control, I had to go through it. Ooh, was it ugly. But I made a choice. And by doggone, it was the best choice I ever made in my life. And it was an ugly one back then. So all of you that love to say, I cut this person off, I cut them off, I did. Oh, just wait till you lose what you cannot keep. Wait till you lose the thing that you can't control. When you begging and talking, why they gone, why this? Because they wasn't meant to ascend with you to the next levels. Go listen to some of these wealthy people talk about the journey, how lonely it is, and you losing friends and family. So those of you that love to cut people off, come holler at me when it happened to you. When the universe, God, source energy steps in and say, this person ain't to go no further with you. And you can't reel them back in. Come talk to me then. And guess what? When that happens, that inner work gonna start kicking in real hard. Because that's what, and I'm not saying that to be mean or spiteful. That's when God, that's what God needs you. Because again, Steve Harvey said in one of his motivational videos, God heard conversations. He's seen things that you don't know, that you ain't heard, you was not privy to. So I'm here to tell you folks, don't run from your shadow. Don't run from that dark side of you. Because most of us do that. We'll run from it. And it's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process. So folks, if you was rocking with me all the way through this whole live, and I do appreciate you, and I do apologize that I had to go deal with a situation real quick. Click like, click share. But most of all, folks, I say stick around to the end. Look, folks, in this lifetime, we need someone to talk to. In this lifetime, we need someone that we can just vent to. Folks, you hit any one of my links. There's a link tree. You hit that, and you go to unresolvedstrategist.com. You want to carry on this conversation? You need somebody you want to talk to? You need somebody that can assist you? Go on, hit that link right quick, and we can keep this conversation going. We can keep this conversation going, folks. So hit that link right there. Do your research. Do your background search on unresolvedstrategist.com. And I promise you, I will promise you that as we integrate as a team, because that's what it is, it's a team. Once you integrate me, we are a team. We go together, we grow together. And I promise you, you're going to see the better side of you because you're working with somebody who's been down that street. Hey, look, folks, I got to sign on about this campfire right quick because I got a whole long day ahead of me. And my day is comprised of helping people. But look, I want to thank y'all for joining in. If you on Facebook, if you on YouTube, click like, click share. Follow me for more. If you on TikTok, y'all know the deal. Follow me. Put them ones in the comments. Folks, again, I apologize I couldn't see your comments. But I promise you, I'm going to these social media platforms. I'm going to find your comments, your questions, and I'm going to jump right on in and I'm going to get them answered for y'all. Look, folks, again, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to join me on this live. Tomorrow we're going to hop back in. We're going to talk about the fixes to the shadow. Folks, thank you for your time. Thank y'all for rocking with me. And y'all